What's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. The defense hasn't been able to set up.
Here's Dang, and it is flush with a nice jam.
Oh, they are just red hot, guys, not missing a thing.
Sometimes you see a player get on a tear like this, Steve, but never an entire team.
Here's Duncan.
Would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the high eyebrows from the coach and maybe get you a seat on the bench, too.
Pass to Splitter. No good. The Heat go the other way with it.
And, Steve, not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
Yep, well deserved. I mean, they have worked their tails off on the glass.
Well, I tell you what, getting out in transition has really been a big part of this run they're on now.
Well, that's the best way to score in bunches. Just run and drag it in before the team can set up its defense.
Once again off the mark by San Antonio. This offseason, the Spurs found themselves with a bit of wiggle room when it came to the salary cap.
For so long, Kevin, they've been able to only make moves through the draft, and with minor adjustments, things they really do well, but the flexibility to them, and I'm sure they'll take full advantage of it. You take a risk with passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
Dwayne Wade's checked in for Goran Dragic. And there's Parker with the three. Miami with the rebound. Bosch has got 6 here tonight.
Well, for the Spurs, who knows what the future holds. It's an aging team, but they do have some players to build around. And so they could have gone in any direction with their cap space.
Duncan against Bosch, and it's blocked by Bosch. Now Whiteside, offensive rebound. Chalmers' shot is no good. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
Well, he's really squandered this quarter. I mean, 3 turnovers already. I think it's a lack of concentration.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs, not necessarily a glamour franchise, but maybe the NBA's model franchise. The longest streak of 50-win seasons in league history, 5 championships, and a litany of former Spurs working as head coaches and GMs around the league. Tim Duncan said people aren't envious of their image, but they're envious of how they run things. They get it done, Kevin.
They sure do. An incredible run. Thanks, Doris. San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, with the Spurs and their offseason options, it's actually going to get more flexible after the end of the 2015 season when they can practically build their entire team from scratch. Almost 0 salary commitments for them at the end of the 2015 season.
Anderson, he's checked in for the Heat. There's Green with the 3. It's hauled in by Luol Deng.
They're losing their composure a little bit here on the bad end of a run.
Yeah, they are, and they need to come up with a rally-wrecking play here to stop this run.
And he gets it to go. Anderson's got 4 this quarter.
You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assist. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They get a hand on it, dives for it, and that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. The Heat making a switch here. Nick Roberts is checked in. Out to the wing. Here's Chalmers. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Heat have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And that one misses. And he's good on the second.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And, you know, this lead is going to grow if they can continue to get to the free throw line.
Parker outside. The shot is off. Here's Wade. The shot no good.
All right, Kevin, here with Tony Parker. And Tony, you guys have struggled offensively so far in this game. Why do you think it's been so tough to get into a
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. To like what we're seeing from Goran Dragic.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. And I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Splitter in at the 5 down low. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That is his first foul of the game. There were a lot of great things Steve accomplished last year by the Heat, both on offense and defense, but at times people would overlook that defense.
Well, they played tremendous defense. I mean, maybe not as consistently as they have in the past, but, you know, to be as good as they were, you have to be great defensively, and I think sometimes that goes underappreciated.
Knocked away. It's stolen by Duncan. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Green with the ball. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Not a good look at the hoop. They've got to do a better job offensively creating some space. Boy, they've looked good in the open floor today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, they've been doing the right thing, Steve. Anytime they've had numbers, they've gone straight up court with it right away. Boom.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. And here we go with Goran Dragic. He's got 14.
Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Wade against Green. Can't hit.
That's a great shot if there's 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though.
Wade with it. Now Green defending. Here's Whiteside. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Whiteside's got 4 points in the quarter.
That sort of epitomized this game, guys. One team going all out, getting rebounds and putbacks, and the other team just dragging.
And he gets it to go. That's now 8 points for Duncan.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
It's Dragic with the drive. Up again. And it's Wade with the jam.
Tell you what, coaches love to see that kind of hustle, guys. I mean, getting after it on the offensive boards, that's always a winning play.
Absolutely.
Now, coaches love to see the hustle, but the fans love to see the dunk.
There's Parker with the 3. Miami grabs the miss. Bosch has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Well, last year his coach Eric Spoelstra made the claim that Bosch has transitioned into being an elite defender. He might have a point with the way Bosch has grown.
For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
That's good from Wade on the assist by Dragic. Dragic has got assist number 8 here in this one already. And defensively, Chris Bosh Clark may struggle somewhat against larger pivots.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin, but you really don't go up against too many of those kinds of guys these days. Bosh does a good job of blocking shots without fouling.
Oh, how about that basketball, man?
Beautiful.
Wow.
They're playing with a purpose, guys. The big lead becoming bigger. I like the look in their eyes.
And it's on both ends that they've been controlling the action.
And the Heat making a change here. Haslam's checked in.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Luol Deng.
He shouldn't be afraid to take that shot more often. He's solid from there.
The Heat have gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong. And good on the basket. Book it. 8 points for Chris Bosh.
And yeah, they're moving the ball now. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assisted buckets.
Steve, nothing makes a coach smile as much as pure, selfless teamwork.
Parker with no one around. Rebound by the Heat.
He's really lacking in confidence. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
Yeah, guys, and that's 10 of their last 12 points now coming off of assists.
Well, the Spurs clearly an influential organization in the NBA. So many individuals worked in San Antonio, whether it be as players, assistant coaches, or in the front office, have gone on to leadership roles on other NBA teams. I think that speaks volumes to what that group has been able to do in winning at a high level.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there while he's playing.
Well, the lead's only going to get bigger unless they shore up those mistakes. They've got to tighten things up here.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Anderson, he's checked in for Bosch. And Josh McRoberts subbed in for Goran Dragic. And you look at all the head coaches and front office executives who have come out of the Spurs organization. They are sprinkled guys throughout the NBA. And, Steve, almost half the teams in the league have some kind of fingerprint from the Spurs.
Well, it's a copycat league, and, the Spurs winning culture, all the cross-pollinating that goes on in the NBA and the relationships. And I think in the end, the result is good for the league. You want as many well-run franchises as possible.
Good. Chalmers has got 6 points in the quarter.
8 of the last 10 points they've given up here have come in transition.
And defensively, guys, you got to recognize that threat and then make the adjustment. Even though he's bite-sized compared to the big men on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
And finished off by Anderson.
Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
Duncan tried to break loose. San Antonio again missing. Here's Chalmers. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Chalmers has got 18 points in the game.
Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals have been assisted. Yeah, passing has kept the defense off balance, but to get assists, you got to make the shots.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. .23 seconds left here in the third quarter. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Here's Haslam, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Boy, you can feel the confidence growing right now for this club at the offensive end.
Really an ideal time to have one of these runs after halftime, but before crunch time. They're setting themselves up for a great fourth quarter.
From half court, cannot hit. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's the Heat running away with it. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now we present our State Farm assist of the game. With 5 total assists in the game, we've seen some great passing tonight from Dang.
And his passing ability is why they make sure the offense runs through on a regular basis. Just great assists like the one we just saw.
On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. Ennis out there with Napier. Then there's Josh McRoberts. Then there's Chris Anderson. And it's Walker in at the 3 slot.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, both of these teams certainly in the conversation when you talk about NBA dynasties. With some epic finals performances to show for it. Always a pleasure to watch these 2 teams face off.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
And here are the Heat now. Ennis with the ball. Now Green defending. Here's Napier. The kick out to Walker from outside the arc. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the 3-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
Not really his range, and it's off target.
That's a bad shot. You really hurt your team by taking a shot from that range. Put your defense in jeopardy.
And it certainly won't make him any friends with his teammates.
That's a 2 from... Wow, way off on that one.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. San Antonio again missing.
Well, remember, he made 2 3-pointers in the first half, but has not been able to get anything to fall here in the second.
Now, that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, it did a